The Ballad of Baby Doe, composed by Douglas Moore for the Central City Opera Company, premiered in 1956 and went on to become a staple of American opera, performed around the country. Central City brings Baby Doe back every 10 years, and in the 2016 season, there was exciting new staging to accompany the story of love and ruin in the American West during the height of the mining boom of the late 1800s. In the rollicking social life of long ago Leadville, Colorado, times are high. But when a young married woman called Baby Doe arrives and catches the eye of the Silver King Horace Tabor, also married, well, you can just imagine how it would go down on social media today. Scandal. If ever there were a true story of operatic proportions, it's the story of a love triangle in the Colorado mountains. Performing the title role for her first time, soprano Christy says she studied and read about the real Baby Doe.
I've been singing some of the arias from this opera for over a decade, so I definitely feel a connection to the music. You have to kind of decide how you feel about someone who has been viewed by many as a homewrecker, when really I feel like she and Horace were their soulmates. They were destined to be together, and it's unfortunate that Augusta got put to the side.
New staging for this production uses filmy backdrops of the places and the people, fragments in Baby Doe's mind as she remembers her life.
These people aren't just characters. They lived, and they lived here. When Baby Doe talks about, she just arrived from Central City, it gives you a little chill, a little, your hair on the back of your neck stands up, because that's it. This is us, and this is where she was.
And what I love about this production in the use of projections, it helps us really make it flow musically and dramatically more. And it also really focuses the attention on the characters and the layers of the characters as opposed to the physical setting around them.
But back to our story. The Tabors throw fabulous parties and hobnob with the other rich and famous.
She was fairly progressive for a female in that time, and I don't think that she cared as much as some other women might have, that people were whispering behind their backs and everything. I mean, she had what she wanted. She had him, she had their beautiful children, she had pretty much anything she wanted when they had the money.
Then one day, their love faces the biggest test of all, when Horace loses his fortune. Baby Doe assures him she will gladly give up all the glamour and wealth. Poor Horace dies prematurely, and the poverty-stricken Baby Doe retires to a tiny cabin.
And she was in that cabin for 35 more years. 35 years at 10,000 feet in Leadville in a cabin that had no insulation next to the matchless mine. And she was losing it. She used to have visions. Who wouldn't, alone, freezing in that cabin?
When you're performing it, there's some connection with the audience that is really remarkable. And in the end, that's what makes a great opera, right? Is that an audience receives it and it communicates to them something really poignant. And I know that happens because I can feel that energy in the room and I can feel people responding to it. And when we get to the last scene, it's so incredibly emotional when Anna sings that last aria. We can't even look at each other because one of us will start crying.
A poignant story of extreme highs and lows, 5 of opera's favorite arias. It's a true tale that makes a legend.
After she died, I mean, you realize that sure, there was all that scandal, but she endured. She kept her love for him. She didn't marry anyone else. She was still young enough and certainly attractive enough to have married again. So she could have, and she didn't want to. She remained loyal to his memory for over 30 years after he died, and she was found frozen to death on the floor of a cabin. I just feel like it's such an operatic story.
There's additional information about Baby Doe and Horace Tabor at centralcityopera.org. And if you want even more, check out another website dedicated to self-described doughheads. That's babydoe.org.